Hey y'all, I'm back. Hey yo, what's poppin'? Mick, how you? It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
I
Uh,
just kicked in. I just kicked in.
okay.
Yeah, you was on before I was. But what's
Okay.
popping though?
No worries. No worries. All is well. How are you?
I'm making in the beautiful city of Flint.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's all I like to hear. I love that. I love that. Let me see. I gotta get somebody in here right quick.
Oh, I gotta go over there to the chat. I ain't even did the chat. Let me get that together. hmm
Okay. Okay. Here. There you go. Sugar in there.
Okay, how you doing, Mama Quill? Okay, I got that together. Let me get over here and do what I do best. Like put these shares down.
Sure. All right. So yeah. In continuance of what Art and I were talking about, I don't know how many of you were over there while Art and I were talking. But there's so much going on. That Roe versus Wade that's a monster right now, huh?
What was I didn't get to hear. What was the monster? Talk to me.
Roe versus Wade.
Oh yeah, that's terrible right there.
So what do people think is gonna happen, right? Like what happens when they go back to that coat hanger method and they're in some old lady's basement? What? What's gonna happen then? Like, so then are we gonna are those deaths more not as important as the babies? I'm just not understanding. It's just so much like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's rough right there.
What do you think, Nick? You're a guy.
I mean, really, I don't believe men should be deciding what women want to do, but I know it's something more deeper to it than that. You know what I'm saying? I just look at it like,
Trevor
listen,
Trevor said Roe versus Wade got kicked back to the states to decide. Unfortunately, I think some of the states are going to uphold that because there are some now that are doing it. So unfortunately, I think there are going to be some states that uphold that. I hope this one is not one of them, but I know that there are going to be some that um, Alabama just made it illegal today. Like a minute up, see. Mm.
I think that's wrong, but men shouldn't be deciding what a woman should do with her body because you don't know what's going on. Like, if it's rape, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that ain't stop people from having them. But like you said, they're gonna go back to underground doing underground abortions or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what I don't get is that the Republicans say they want less government, but yet you putting it back in the government hands.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
We got some things coming up this weekend, huh?
What we got coming up?
So there's going to be Becky Brown's in the house. Hey, Becky.
I've been waiting on Becky to come on in. Becky,
waiting on you, Becky. What's up, Becky? What would you like to talk about today? What you got on this mind today?
Well, let me address this though. Can we get this out here? Mm-hmm. I don't care if Liddell see it.
Okay.
What we gonna do about Liddell Lewis and all this lying? Now I don't want to call her Dr. Liddell Lewis, and she be known as a liar, Liddell Lewis, because she'd have been caught twice telling stories.
So for the people that do not know exactly what you're talking about, why don't you enlighten them, Mickey?
When Dr. Liddell Lewis, the lady, the councilwoman from the second ward, said Eric was cussing her out, hear the things that she said, we don't be hearing what he said, and then it comes out that someone told her that he was talking about her. Not that he said it, but she came out and said, "Hey, Winston," and he said he did it. She said he did it, but then that turns out to be a lie. Then the second one, she said she was the only council person I think handed something, and Tanya had to correct her. It's like the lying is like, I get what I said. She be wanting to prove that she's so smart that she'll lie. And I think that
Small things. So if
it,
you do it for small things, you know you're doing for big things,
yeah,
right?
and I think the second ward is getting me. I mean, getting treated wrong by her being in that council seat. That's just my opinion.
Well, I know that when she was saying that she was getting cussed out or called these names by Eric, she ended up saying that someone told her that that was happening, right? So it wasn't even that she heard it. It was that somebody told her that, right? So I feel about the RICO charge. Like you go give him a RICO charge. You didn't even know it's just hearsay. You don't even know if it happened for real. And that's what you're going on. He's a pretty open person, whatever he call you behind your back, he pretty much call you in your face. So, he said to me, he said, I didn't call her, I didn't cuss her, I didn't call her out on that. He said, I did say that she was a big Sasquatch.
Nah, he did say that.
He did say that. He said, but I didn't cuss her or call her out her name in the cuss word. I said, you know what? I've heard you. And so I can't disagree with that. But I don't like the fact that these lies are getting told, and like you said, the second word is not getting a fair shake with that person. And I feel like Art feels, like if you think that your ward is Service Park and Service Park only, then I'm sad for you because it's not. It's bigger than that. And if you think just the work that's being done in there is like your pat on the back, then it shouldn't be. Okay, I'm not saying that the work that was done in there was not good or anything, or that I'm against it or whatever, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger fish to fry. It's so much crime going on, and nobody is addressing that. Nobody but Tanya Burns is addressing the crime, and that pisses me off. Shots being fired everywhere. Nobody's addressing it. We want to talk about Cyrus Park and porch parties and whatever they call it and all this other stuff that's going on and all these parties, but we're not addressing these things that don't make people feel safe enough to go to these parties, because I'm not going. Not in some of these places, and some of that stuff is going on. I just don't understand why that's not an issue for other people. If you want these things to happen, then I think that people should feel safe in going to them. I want to feel safe in going to some of these places and doing some of these things, because I'm not saying that we should not have fun things to do. We absolutely should have fun things to do. However, it needs to be safe, and it's not. And nobody is addressing that for real.
Oh, and I do agree with Becky when she just said cleanup is not council. Their focus should be on policy. It
Absolutely.
should it should be on policies. And that's the sad part. Like I said, I'm just, and then this is what I'm at. This is what I'm not mad. I'm just like misunderstood, confused with the mayor. When he came, I don't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever they talk about the oil spill, when he said Flint water was safe. And
No,
then Mike Brown
Brown.
doubled down and said the water was safe.
Yeah.
That right there, I don't care how much you giving me or friends we is out of, like if you're a supporter. That's when I say we support Eric, but we say when Eric be going off on the limb. But you don't hear none of them say, none of Neely supporters say they call him out on what he did. All you hear is he did all these fantastic things. What has he done that's fantastic?
Right.
Now you want to sit down, and to me, I do agree with, like, I didn't like that he had a mother who lost a child that was up on there, and he doing that, he having to sit down with, man, you had a girl come in the council, house sprayed up, and you mean to tell me now you finna worry about crime? And then I want to get to this, what the hell is the state rep doing?
Being unseen and unheard. Because we don't hear anything from her. She campaigning like a motherfucker, though.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I'm
not
with you.
understanding, because
With
my understanding, she's sending literature out, and she's sending a questionnaire out to the people of the 70th district. She's sending a questionnaire out to say, hey, what are these issues that are concerning you in your area or wherever in the 70th district? The postage is paid, and you send it back to her. She
so she need feedback, so he
yeah.
can formulate the answers. Then she can go out there with.
Or even if she's formulating answers to go back with her, I don't believe that there's going to be answers, because I don't think she's going to show up to answer these questions. However, I personally feel like you sending that out to make people think like you care, and but But if you did care, you wouldn't need that questionnaire because you live here, right?
Right.
Yeah, because if you live here, you don't need that questionnaire. If you are in the places that you claim to be, then you don't need that questionnaire. You don't need to ask them because you in it.
And, and that's what I'm saying. And not to cut you off, what about the John Fleming? He just turned the brother turned himself in.
Oh, Satar, do you want a picture of that questionnaire? Do you want me to give you mine? I ain't helping her with that campaign and all. Yeah, I want to see it. I
Yeah,
absolutely
I sure would. You're right. I would,
do. Trevor, I would
because
love to see.
I hope the people don't fall for, as Brother Terrence would say,
It
the
is
banana and
by
the,
proxy.
and I want people to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah,
Quit letting these people run out here for council and don't have to say nothing. Not just council, for state rep and for mayor. Quit letting people. We done been through that. Y'all done had enough of that now. You should be tired of it. It shouldn't be like they say. Eric is campaigning from that seat. What you think Neely doing from the
absolutely,
mayor office?
absolutely. And
I ain't mad at him. Go ahead.
let me also say this. Even dang, I lost my train of thought just right quick because I was agreeing with you what you said. But here's the other thing: I don't want people to get misconstrued and just be thinking this is the thing. Do your research on some of this stuff because some of these people are hashing real old stuff, bringing up old pictures, old comments, old posts, all that stuff of what they did back then. It has absolutely no relevance to what they're doing right now. Because what you did back then has nothing to do with right now. Then was then, now is now. Understand you might have put some work in then. It has to continue. It has to be carried on and out and through. And if you're not doing it, I don't want to see none of that old stuff. I know what you did back then. I need to know what you're doing right now as it relates to right now.
Chris Caleb said our state rep candidate speaking about the crime.
I have not heard any of them speaking out about the crime. No, to be honest.
I can't say that. I heard Rich. Remember, Rich been saying about gun control.
You know what? Thank you. Okay, let me say, when I have listened, when I have heard, I have not heard it. However, I have not listened to Rich in a while, so I can't say that. I know that Rich was talking about water and things like that, but so from what I heard, no. So my ears, no, I haven't. Mickey said Rich has been speaking out about it, so Rich has been speaking out about it.
Yeah, he spoke on gun control. Remember when him and Clack? Remember Brother Clack? When you didn't, but it was kind of messed up because of because the first 30 minutes it was messed up, so we had to redo it. But he did speak on it on there. You know what I'm saying? But really, that's why we having the state rep forum, people.
Yeah.
July 13th.
July 13th at the Flint Public Library, we are having the state rep forum, and hopefully we'll hear them talk about that. But as it relates to right now, I haven't really heard too much of it. And you know what? If Rich did speak about it that one time, that was one time for the one time. And I've heard him speak out about a lot of things a lot of times, because I worked a little bit with Rich, and I have not heard anything prior to that. He speaks out a lot about the water, a lot about the water, a lot about some of the programs that kids need to have as it relates to children and having things.
Well, I got a different question for you. Because what has the current state rep spoke about crime?
I have not heard the current state rep talk about crime, talk about Disney World, talk about Harry Potter. Nothing. I haven't heard her talk about anything. So I can't say that I've heard her speak about anything. Thank you, Trevor.
Okay, I mean, I just wanted to get that because she wasn't there for the John. Was the mayor even there for the John Fleming when we was at the church? No,
no. And there was only one council person there. Let me be clear about that too. Yeah. Only Quincy Murphy showed up. I ain't saying that he showed up for the right reasons, but he showed up.
Yeah, he showed up, but he didn't have the right questions. Or maybe he didn't, like he did say, he didn't really know what was going on because he really don't watch the. Hey, Miss Brown.
Oh, not only can you send this back, you can save the stamp and use a QR code.
Look, listen, man. If the city of Flint fall for the banana in the tailpipe for a state rep by name recognition,
y'all, I'm gonna post it. Y'all want me to post it? Y'all want me to post it?
It's showing it. No, it's showing it sideways.
Yeah. Y'all want me to post it? I can post it.
I wonder who this Facebook user is. Do I got to block them? Because they're coming up. they coming in with not using a proper what's the name, and I hate to be a petty person, but I'm gonna keep it
Hopefully,
honest with you.
we're
If you
absolutely
don't,
respectful.
if,
We love
yeah,
you.
if
Thank you
you
for
can't,
joining us, whoever you are. We'd like for you to be respectful. Hi, Christine Brown.
I'm just saying, cause I'm blocking like hella blocks today.
Yeah. So I don't know, y'all. Listen. I get campaigning is campaigning, but I think that you need to be out
Oh
there.
no, that's good brother John. What it do? I don't know why he didn't come on here. What's up, good brother? That's brother T.
Oh, okay. Hey,
It
hey,
just
hey.
came up as Facebook user, but I'm on Facebook. I see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I I get it. I understand campaigning and being in campaign mode. I get it. I totally get it. However, I think that people need to see you and they need to see you out and be doing all of those things. Not being blocked.
No, Trevor, I seen you. It was the good brother T that's on here. His one
Oh,
show up.
Christine Brown, your Winters' big sister. Nice to meet you. Thank you
Oh,
for
Red,
coming and watching. We
watch
appreciate
this.
it.
Hey, Red Snapper.
Oh,
That's an inside. That's an inside joke,
oh, hey, hey,
Christine.
Red
That's
Snapper.
an inside
Hey,
if you
Red
know who I
Snapper.
am.
Got it. Not throwing shade, but they use Jesus as a cover up or their lack of knowledge to the leader. You know what, Becky? Can we talk about that? Let's talk about that because I agree wholeheartedly, and I hate that. And I hate that every time you see them, there's a cross on it or a cross somewhere or whatever, and they're using all of that. And that is, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. She said, "Oh Lord." Don't do that. I don't. I have a problem with using that, and I don't think you should be bringing God in it when you ain't doing right. I have a big problem with that, and I really don't think that you should use God and you should use the Lord and you should use church for your silliness and your foolishness. Do your foolishness by yourself. Don't bring God in there because he ain't told you to do none of that. Y'all don't lie on God. Don't do that. Don't you dare. Don't you damn dare lie on God. He ain't did that. You know what? Because God gives you an out. He gives you can do right or you can do wrong. It's your choice. And you can even be somewhere in between. But you can't use that as that. That's not, it is a backfire. That's all I can say. Karma is a karma is
But you,
a,
but
you know.
like Trevor said earlier, how can you? Sorry, not trying to cut you off, but like Trevor said earlier, they steady saying this water good, and these people go to church. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not. See, they be doing a lot of lying on Jesus, man. Jesus was right here. He dropped the hell out of a lot of these people that said put it on Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, Jesus wouldn't go for that. These ain't nothing but liars.
Absolutely not.
That's using Jesus' name in vain.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, brother Jaleel Lex? What's going on? I got a question for you, brother. My good brother Jaleel. Is it true, or was this allegedly, that Neely can't deal with you right now because of the John Fleming case?
Um what is Poppin's perspective on personal attacks on candidates versus sticking to their job performance and lack thereof? Jaleel, I really try to make sure that I'm sticking to the policies because here's the thing, right? There are some of the council people that I really like personally, but how they're doing their job sucks. I mean, it sucks. They're not doing a good job. And there's some that I don't necessarily care for personally, but it has absolutely nothing to do with their job. And all I'm talking about is the job that you're doing for the people of Flint. And I believe that we should be talking about their policies and what they're standing on as far as their job goes. Because what they do behind closed doors and all that other stuff ain't got nothing to do with me. What they eat don't make me shit. So that has absolutely nothing to do with me. So I wholeheartedly agree that we should be attacking on what they are doing in the seat of their job and not their
Right.
person. So
Oh,
that's what
let
I
me clear. My bad. Let me clear this up.
mhm.
Far as Liddell as a person, she was cool to conversate with. Now, as far as her policies, I don't agree with them. Quincy, I don't agree with his policies. Even when, remember, Jerry Winfrey Carter, what did we say? Didn't understand how she passed the unbalanced budget.
And
That
Jerry
don't
Winfrey
mean
Carter she not only is she a friend of the show, but she's a friend of mine, and I've been doing Jerry Winfrey Carter for a very, very, very long time. And I still love her. And however, I don't agree with that foolishness that she did. I don't, and I will tell her that. I don't have to be behind closed doors to tell her that. I will tell her that in her face, right? That doesn't bother me. And I'm gonna tell you this. Just the same as Tanya Burns. Tanya Burns has come on and she has said that. I love Tanya. Absolutely. There are some things I don't agree with, and I'll say that too. I'll be like, now, Tanya, now wait a minute. Now I don't same with Art. Art and I do not Art and I don't agree on a whole lot of things, but there are a whole lot of things that he and I do agree on. And I don't do that. We still love each other the same. Who asked the question? Those we done been up and down and back and forth, but that's still my man, 100 grand. I love Jaleel. And I never attack him personally because personally, I think he is a great person. However, there are some things that we don't agree of as far as some things go. So, I'm just saying. I think that people should do that. That's exactly what we should be attacking. Just my personal opinion as well. Jaleel, some people take their job personally. They do. Um, who did you say the Facebook user is?
no, that's brother. That's brother T. John O. Snow. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know why I just keep coming up, but I said that's the banana in the tailpipe
Oh, yeah.
because he got the car. And I'm looking at it on my phone over here. I'm in the chat
Oh, okay.
over here. That's what I'm saying. That
Alleged.
that don't. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go.
No, I was just gonna say that don't mean you dislike a person because you're telling the truth. The worst thing is to see foolishness and go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times you done called me out on one of my Winter Spoons ideas. Ain't like I'd be mad about it. I'd be like, damn, okay, maybe that's not a good idea. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't do that?
Yeah. So Jaleel said allegedly Ridgeway White. It wouldn't tell me. Allegedly Ridgeway White told Tim H told Mayor Neely not to deal with the Nation of Islam or me. Now that is just terrible.
Oh, this is what I was going to say because I did lose train of thought. I feel like every council person that's on council 1 through 9 should have been there fighting with brother John Fleming and for Kier Howe. Did I say
Yeah.
the last name right?
Did.
Yeah, Kier Howe.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's Hurley, y'all don't want to say nothing. And then
Or
I mean,
who's on the board?
that's what I'm saying. If you can't say nothing,
Let's just be honest. We having an honest conversation. Let's
come on
just
with
be
it.
honest about it. Could that be a thing? They don't
Run
want
that by me
to
again.
pick some of the people off that are on the board. And I get being on the board, but does that really have anything to do with the people on the board because you're upset with what happened at Hurley? I'm just asking the question.
Okay, Jaleel said when anyone's criticism or dissatisfaction crosses over to one's personal character and family gets off the point of the issue, which is lack of job performance, etc. You know what, brother Jaleel, I wish it would be said like that because, like I say, a lot of the things that we hear, and it's slander. I ain't gonna say it's slander on both sides. On some, I ain't gonna say everybody's slander, but it's a lot of slander from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
All people have been talking about is the mayor's job performance, the state rep job performance. That's all it's ever been talking about. Now, as far as they getting off into the other things, I don't get off into the back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about policy wise, like that garbage contract, that garbage investigation. That wasn't no personal. That was just showing how money was being, how that was maybe a foolish idea. But ain't nobody say nothing about that. This what you call personal. When Liddell Lewis will bring up, Dr. Liddell Lewis will bring up Eric mishaps when him and Tanya, whatever, who he argued with on council. But then in the same token, she act like she forgot what Quincy said. I mean, the third ward councilman. And that ain't no knock at him. It's just, in my opinion.
Bernard Lawler. Hi, Bernard. How are you? You moved away. Haven't seen you. How's North Carolina treating you? You all right? It's
in
good.
your perspective.
Thank you for tuning in.
Say who is the better man? In my opinion, I would take Weaver or Eric over Neely, over Mayor Neely, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. Said better mayor because I'm the three candidates. I believe Weaver won, Dr. Weaver won, and Councilman Mays too. It's just my opinion how I would pick it. Then I pick myself a third. Shit, I'm saying, I'm like, shit. I'm being honest with you.
You got my vote, Mick. You know,
Hey, I'm telling you, I pick for myself a third.
you got me, you got me, Mick. If those two don't
Uh,
help me, you definitely got
And
my vote,
shit,
Mick.
I'll tell you, I mean, I listen. I'm just being honest. Even the state rep, I want a new state rep in. It's no knock. It's no knock on state rep Miss Neely, Cynthia Neely. It's no knock on her. But we listen. When I found out when we was talking to what's the brother name you had on from Pontiac,
Oh, Demar Bias.
Demar, when he said, that's a federal bill, but a state rep could have wrote for the can write something for land bank. She
Yeah,
could have helped out on that. But
yeah,
you don't hear her on that. Just like brother T said, he said like the Messiah bill that was swept under the rug. Table they opportunities, they go with the trending topics.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. A state, you know what I'm saying? Like you would want a state rep who out there. Flint needs somebody that's out there that's gonna talk for him.
yeah.
We don't. I mean, that's gonna really be fighting for the people. They don't need no people in there just getting a paycheck. You want
That,
somebody that's gonna come in and try to help get rid of the land bank. You
right.
know what I'm saying? To help the citizen out. That's what you want.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, you want an ombudsman. What council could get, but I understand the council, they don't want to get that ombudsman that power because you know why? Man, they know what they doing is nonsense. And then for them to even be worrying about being recalled. If you doing your job, you ain't got to worry about being recalled.
So Trevor said he go back to ranked voting. He likes to rank voting. Um, I I don't know that much about rank voting, so I was just looking it up because I I hate to be not knowledgeable about some things. Oh, and I just want to say this. Hi, Kathleen. I just want to say this. Bernard, I am very happy that you are enjoying Charlotte, and thank you so much for regularly tuning in. And I'm glad we could keep you on your toes and abreast of what's going on. So continue to watch, and we thank you very much again. I appreciate you, y'all. Bernard is one. I went to church with Bernard for a long, long time. He is a friend of mine. I absolutely adore Bernard, and it's good seeing him in here in comments. And thank you again for joining. So listen, y'all. I was just looking at hold on. Somebody else asked the question. I'm so sorry. Um, oh, Becky Brown said it's Trevor Hill from Barry Hill from Arizona. Yeah, I know he lived in Arizona. Trevor, are you from Arizona? I believe he is. I can't remember. Yes, the ADD, but I think he is from Arizona. And his wife is from here, and they moved here some years ago, 6 years ago, I think it was. He's been here for like 6 years now. Mm, yeah. I'm running for public office in 2 years. I don't care if I get two. Yeah, I have to say it. I'm making it for the okay. Yeah, so rank voting, y'all. Let me see. Let me tell y'all what I pulled up about rank voting because I needed to be knowledgeable about rank voting, rank choice voting. It says the term rank voting refers to any voting system in which voters rank their candidates in a sequence of first or second or third, and et cetera, on the respective ballots. Ranked voting systems differ on the basis of how the ballots are tabulated and how the seats are filled. So basically, all right, cool, cool. Mhm. So the majority wins, right? Hmm. In the ranking. So if you rank in first, second, or third, then that's the majority wins. What happens if it's a tie and nobody wins? Let me see. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to see what's up with the rank voting because I'm not very sure. Anybody ever? heard of that? Or does somebody? Is there any places that use ranked voting like right now, Trevor? Um, okay. It's an
You
electoral system in which voters rank candidates by preference on their ballots. If a candidate wins a majority of first preference votes, he or she is declared the winner. If no candidate wins a majority of first preference votes, the candidate with the fewest first preference votes are eliminated. Okay. First preference votes cast or the failed candidates are eliminated. Okay, lifting the second preference choices indicated on those ballots. A new tally is conducted and determine whether the candidate has won a majority of the adjusted votes. The process is repeated until the candidate wins the outright majority. Oh, oh, Alaska and Maine uses them. Hmm. I never heard of that. Thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna have to explore that a little bit more.
got to.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Like I said, I don't want people to think. But this is a political. That's why I think people get confused with art. This is a political. It's political season when you are a mayor, when you in the limelight. They even go for entertainers, basketball player. Well, I guess that fall up. Singers. You know what? Anytime you on that camera or you out and you doing you in the public view, you gonna be scrutinized. We need to get Galloway on here, Becky Brown. You think she'd come talk to us?
I'm sorry. The 3-year-old boy that got shot on the east side of Flint a few years ago. They were supposed to pass a bill to stiffen the drive-by shooting from cars into houses. Galloway was one. Yes, I heard. Yes, I did hear that Monica Galloway was running for the state senate. I have not heard much from her or about it from her. Um,
Maybe we need to reach out. Can you reach out to her,
yeah,
Becky, and tell her
I
the
really
the the under? Do she want to come down to the Chitlin circuit and talk to
So you aren't just left with two bad choices. You get the whole spectrum. If your first pick is knocked out after the first vote, your second choice gets your vote. So it's so. Okay, I got you. Hi, Kevin.
What up, brother Tay? Oh, Chris Caleb, are we gonna trust the voting process in Flint? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I,
You go, and I'm gonna go right after you.
I believe if the citizens really got out and voted, and I'm talking about taking the madness away, who was really you could listen, man. I will go with Weaver, and like I say, I will go with Eric, because I don't care what they say when they go to talking about Eric. Y'all can say what y'all want. You're not, and this ain't throwing no shade at no other council people. You ain't gonna have Liddell Lewis. You ain't gonna have Quincy Murphy, and I'm not disrespecting y'all. I mean, yes, I am. I'm talking about Dr. Liddell Lewis in the second, councilwoman in the second ward. Quincy Lewis, the councilman in the third ward. Judy Priestley, the councilwoman in the fourth ward. Allie Hokenwerder, the councilwoman of the seventh ward. And then you got Eva Worthy in the ninth ward. And it's just honest. Why they not pressing about the wind funds? What's so sad about the councilwoman, Dr. Liddell Lewis from the second ward? You got a constituent, because she say she listened to her constituents, right? But when you got one of your constituents who you know be on the ground asking you to do something, you seem to ignore him. I mean, I'm just saying, when he telling you the water not good, but you know what I'm saying? How can you, like, I mean, when you got a mayor coming out saying the water good, and when 90% of the city know the water not good, how can y'all vote for somebody like that? Go ahead.
Well, to answer his question on my side, he said if we're going to trust the process of the voting process here in Flint, I don't know if it's even the voting process. I think it's the people that are voting. the very few that are. I think we just need to get out and vote. I think that's the problem. We talk a lot and we complain a lot, but we're not getting out and making the difference that we're supposed to by voting, by actually voting. So I think that for me, I think that's where the problem lies. We're not doing our part in voting at all. So voting process or no voting process, hell, we got to vote in order to have say the voting process broke or not. We're not doing that. So I believe that we just actually need to get out and vote. Terrence said, wait, I'll get right back to you, Terrence. Hold on one second. Neely supporters only focus on misinformation and disinformation. Absolutely. And you know what's so crazy is that had been confirmed by Art Woodson, who was one of the Neely supporters that was putting out misinformation and disinformation, right? Because he was getting fed that. But see, we as the constituents of Flint and we as the people as a whole need to do our due diligence and research that, because just because somebody puts it out doesn't make it so, right? So we need to do that. Just like the whole voting process that he was talking about. I don't know nothing about it. I'm not gonna speak on it. I don't know nothing about it, but we need to do research like that in order to know if it's a fit or if it's not a fit, or if it's something that we should continue to bring up or we don't. But we don't do our due diligence. We don't research anything, so we don't know if this should be a thing, it shouldn't be a thing, if this person should be there, if they shouldn't be there, if the information is correct and if it's not. And just let me say this, not just any information we need to look up, but we need to make sure that we have credible sources too. Yeah. We also have to make sure that we have credible sources. That's a problem also, because the first thing that pops up is not always a credible source. It's probably something that's misinformation as well. But you have to do your due diligence to make sure that it's a credible source, that you are a credible source and a credible resource that you are going to get this information. So we just have to do that. We just can't be listening to people, because we could go and sit with Neely all day and he could piss on your leg and tell you it's raining. You gonna take that until you start smelling pissy? All right, that's on you. I'm not gonna do it. Anywho, so Terrence said, how you feel about Biden sending Ukraine $1 billion and gas is sky high and Flint water is still broke? Make that make sense. It's very sad, but here's the other thing. We put Uncle Joe in there. I ain't want Uncle Joe. I'm going to tell you that right now. I did not want Uncle Joe. I'd have voted for Mickey Mouse first. I didn't want him anyway. However, he's here and that's happening. And that is a problem, right? And as far as the gas being sky high, I still got to drive and get to work. I get it. I'm gonna pay it. It's terrible. I hate it. But as for that water situation, now that is something we can really, really, really do our part in. I don't know how much of a voice we have as far as like getting the gas prices down, but that water, we all need to be coming together with that water. That is the thing. As of right now, I get it. I don't think like right now those federal things like really not on my radar as hard as like these local things are, because that's what affects me for real right now. It affects our people and affects you because you live right there in the city of Flint. So that affects you wholeheartedly. So when it affects you, it makes me angry that it affects you, Terrence, because I don't want you drinking that or having to bathe in that as well as everybody else. So those are the things that I think we need to be working on right there. And once we get that part, then I think we can move up higher. We definitely need to speak on it, though. We definitely need to have a voice on it. But as far as that goes, we need to be working and we need to be fighting for those things as it relates to us right now and what we can do. Kevin Tate said they keep helping to move that money around before it gets out of the seat. Listen, moving it around and spending it, I don't know if they're moving it around, but I damn sure know they're spending it.
Oh, no, they having fun with that money. Absolutely. I agree. Kevin Tate, I wholeheartedly agree with you, but that's why I say don't fight council. What was it, 6 new council people? I feel like they not, I don't want to say all 6 of them, but I feel like they don't be checking the mayor. You know what I'm saying? Liddell, the Councilwoman Liddell, Dr. Liddell Lewis, and Councilman Quincy Murphy, and Councilwoman Judy Priestley, and Councilwoman Allie Helkenroder. But this is my thing with them. This too, not to go off about this money, but these are the people who you got supposed to be guarding, supposed to be watching the money, but their thing is how to handle Eric. Yeah. You got, like, that's what I'm saying. It's no shade to Judy Priestley, but you would think with her being an accountant, she would be really on her money.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Oh no, that's just like hold up. Let me answer this, Becky Brown. That brother there, Quincy. Let me say this, and I'm gonna say this to all. And I did get on Quincy. Quincy was trying to throw dirt on Weaver the other day at council. So you already know where he at. That's what I'm saying. You already know where he at. You already got somebody in right now. He was trying to put it on. He will act like the mayor ain't doing no wrong.
Mm-hmm. And Trevor said, at least we forget there's still 1,900 homes that still haven't had their pipes changed from the old lead lines, mostly on the north side. Trevor, you talking? You right? Absolutely. And we're not talking about that. Nobody is talking about that except for, I know Jaleel was talking about it, but nobody is talking about that, right? Why aren't we? Why are we continuing to let these things just slide up under the rug? Neely had John to help him win, but now he doesn't have him. And the state paid for kind of some funds disappeared in the contract to fix them already 2 years over schedule. Yep. Part of the reason the voting process is broken is because we're not voting. Absolutely. Right.
Nah, like I say, I feel they, but they know. But that's what I'm saying. They got the council people in there to play that game. Even Councilwoman Tanya Burns said it when she said Neely didn't took the, she know how they do it. He gonna take you down in that office, and you know what I'm saying. And I want to put this out here. If any, no, I'm gonna leave that alone. But like I just said, I'm gonna leave that alone. That'll be petty on me. I just feel like this. If this city been more divided since Neely been in office, Mayor Neely been in office with the 2 June teams, don't make no sense. I was watching Dewan going back and forth with the other organizations. The brother Dewan Robinson is running from the 70th State District Rep. I was watching him going back and forth on the June team. And people, I guess they want to say it's theirs, but not understanding me just being, and that's when I say when it come back down to where your morals at. I don't care if you didn't like that person or not. They should always went over there and hollered at Mother Deloney and said, listen, let's do this together. I know you and the mayor might not be seeing eye to eye, but let's just make this one event. You know what I'm saying? That's going down, sitting down to the table. And then for people to try to justify it, that let you know the sadness where we at as a people. It let you know. So if you got that type of dysfunction, how you gonna feel you gonna get some stuff done?
I feel it.
When you got that type of dysfunction going on. Even when you got Councilwoman Allie Hokenroder saying, I know I'm not fair against Eric. Well then if you already know you're not being fair, you're not being fair, you shouldn't be the chair of the meetings. You already admitted that you can't handle it. Then she went to, I've been threatened. Listen, everybody been threatened.
Yeah.
But you still sitting in that seat. Oh, they ain't gonna never, Trevor. That wild, man. You talk about calling mayor to the council meeting. You ain't got 6 of them on there that'll do that.
I'm sorry, I was just reading some of these comments. I
No,
was like,
I looked at. I was just looking at Brother Terrence what he said. I knew the 7th Ward person was terrible, and it's just that the games that they put, like I say, they never hear nothing that Quincy do, and it's not no knock to Quincy. But they sitting up there saying how biased they is. They haven't even called Dr. Liddell Lewis on the carpet for lying like that. You haven't even heard ever since Tanya put that out there about the text went around about how they're supposed to point the information in. That ain't been called to the what's the name.
they're not going to put that to the table. They're not going to say anything more about Eva.
They letting that go.
Calling Jerry Winfrey Carter ghetto. They're not going to say anything more about Quincy Murphy calling Tanya Burns a bitch. Listen, those things are all going to keep being swept under the rug because they're for a purpose. They are bought and paid for. That's the only way I can see it.
Oh,
Bought and paid for.
oh,
Period.
let's go.
There's no way in heck that somebody there has got to be something going on for you to be able to be pulled like that. I'm not a puppet, and I'm not a puppet for anybody.
Oh, hold on. Don't forget this. Have you forgot the scrutiny that Pastor Devontae Powell came up under? Where's the LGBTQ plus community at? I haven't seen one come down in the defense. I haven't even seen brother out of the third ward, Quincy Murphy, say that he was so mad at AC Dumas.
Can we even before we go there, why isn't anybody on Chris Martin's tail about even saying that foolishness in his pulpit?
They ain't mad. I didn't even hear when they came down there to try to get Pride Month for June. They didn't say nothing about that. Quincy said a little something, left it alone. But he sure was pissed when AC Dumas. So I guess they pick and choose. Oh, they did get it passed? Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, maybe that's why they're not saying anything, because they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
And I don't care what happened to anybody else in their community, they got what they wanted. Because nobody is saying anything. And I'm not even trying to be funny about that. That's not no shot to them. But where is your energy? Like, your energy is only about celebration. That's the problem with us in Flint. We only care about celebrations. We only care about partying. But we don't care about the other things, because even in the Second War, all we do is care about partying. We don't care about the real issues that's going on. We don't care about them shooting up the blocks. But we care about the parties, right? You care about the Pride Month and being able to have a party for the month, right? But you don't care about them attacking somebody? Come on, man. Y'all got to do better. And y'all want to keep adding letters to the alphabet to it and adding this community, but the community as a whole is not coming together in defense, allegedly, of somebody in your community. Allegedly, but we don't know if he's in that community or not. But the point is, why would you let anybody come against it like that if you feel that strongly about it? I feel that strongly about the water. I feel that strongly about Flint, and I don't even fucking live there. And I don't let people talk about it like that. I wore my Flint shirt to work today. Like, really, come on now. Y'all just profit over morals. Y'all pay to play, and that's it. Y'all pay to play. That's it.
You see, they ain't mad about it. Even when a woman get cussed, they weren't mad about it. But if it was aired, boy, they was showing out. That's why I keep telling. I don't go when everybody they got their group. I'm not worrying about that. I'm not gonna put what they going through over what I'm going through.
They don't care about anybody getting called out of their name. They don't care. No. They don't care about being in these groups. In some of those groups, why I can't be in them, because I don't like how they talk to people. They don't care. They don't care about how some of the men talk to them ladies, and they only talk to the ladies like that. They don't care about none of that. Nobody has any type of moral standards anymore. There's absolutely none anymore. So everybody can it's just a free for all. It's just everybody willy-nilly. You can just do whatever. And that is so sad. And that is the plight that we're in right now. So now all we care about is playing, going out and having a party, drinking, and all this other stuff, and nobody cares about anything. I would like to see the LGBT community stand up. You care that strongly about. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give a perfect example. When Brother Roberts, when we were doing Fly City Blackout, and Brother Roberts said something about the LGBTQ community.
Did they come out?
You have a Black Lives Matter, baby. When I tell you them, they came out and they
come out.
Up. Oh, they cut up about that to Brother Roberts. But when somebody does it on a platform way bigger and on public, and it's recorded, and people going back and forth and saying about it, nobody's saying a word. I ain't see one Facebook post where somebody was mad. I didn't see not one person boycotting or saying it was wrong or nothing. We just continue to let it fly. I don't understand that. That's sad. That's sad to me. And it disheartens me that Pastor Devontae Powell was caught up in this foolishness because he wanted to speak on behalf of two Black people that were wrong. One being women and one being the deceased Kiara Howe.
Terrible, ain't it?
Yes.
Terrible.
Yeah. Jaleel said, in proper handling of the people training, there is a section called perception versus perspective. Flint suffers from perceptions set up by influencers which establish one's perspective, which drives the political, educational, religious, and health community. Well, here's the thing though, we don't even need that training to know that perception is reality. If people's
So
perception is reality, we don't need that training to know that.
no, no,
The
you
thing
know what? Some do.
you don't have enough people that are speaking out with the correct perspectives
Yeah.
to get that out. Just saying.
No, you're right, because you know it's crazy. You know what? It baffles me though about all these good religious people, man. I'm telling you, I be baffled. And I don't just deal with like the mayor. Now I'm looking at even with the Ben Harbor situation, another city that's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
How can you keep having this type of stuff going through a so-called this a Christian country?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
We do have to wake up and speak up. We do. And we have to make sure that we are doing this together. We just can't keep letting that stuff slide. Like, really? We just gonna keep letting it slide? What's that dude name that rapper, what's his name? I swear Vezo said I ain't letting shit slide. We shouldn't be letting shit slide.
Shouldn't be no, but I'm just saying, even with this money, how this then came through. Just look how the situation that came through, how from the water settlement. The people got jerked on that. But it was some of our own that did it. Like, this my thing. I hear a lot of people, but I ain't gonna say that. Let me take that back. I love to listen to Sister Layla Harvey McGee. I wish she'd come back on. I mean, be doing her shows again. But only thing, like I say, man, we never be admitting that the puppet masters. Like, we know some people pulling the council strings to get what he wants, but we know somebody is pulling his strings for him to get to talk to the council to get that did. You know what I'm saying? Like Jaleel was just saying, the system is.
My bad. Somebody, one of them.
Yeah, it's just that it's messed up. It's like, I can't believe. I'm like, I gotta go back to the mayor. He know the water not good, but for him to say that, and you got people dying from cancer, and you got asking for a cancer study, and you got council people. It ain't number 5 of them to act silly the way they act, to vote for things like that, because you need 5 for everything and 6 to push it through. It's crazy. It's crazy that you can't. Nah, we follow that grant money, brother. Caleb. I might lose a lot of friends. We know everybody fighting for trying to get that. They getting that money.
Kevin Tay said Flint has bad leadership and the city attorney is trash. Agreed.
Man, Eric been caught that. been caught him out, but I don't want to mess with it. I ain't got time to be. They seem like they sue you in Flint.
Trevor Berryhill said that water settlement is folks paying themselves through taxes. The state is going to raise taxes to pay for that. The way it's handled was a roundabout. Woof. That's tough.
Right.
Yeah.
But people act like they, like Terrence said, falling for the banana in the tailpipe. And you have people actually here. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not falling, man. I think I'm independent right now, man. Like I say, when I get ready to run, you know what I'm saying? Because listen, what this mayor has done, and there's no knock, it's just being honest. A blind man can see that Flint is getting the raw end of the stick. Stevie could see this. Stevie could see this right here.
Some of Flint is getting the raw end. The north side of Flint is getting the raw end. It's some people in Flint that's not getting the raw side. Let them tell it, right? Because Judy Priestley said the water wasn't affecting her. She ain't have a problem with it, right?
I don't think Judy Priestley was being honest right then. But sometimes your perception.
Brother Clack, what it do?
Oh yeah, Brother Clack. What's up, Brother Clack? Oh yeah, no, brother. I'm Trevor. I'm trying to tell you, I'm running. Reason I'm gonna tell you I'm running, man. I'm happy. So I'm happy as new blood running for state rep. I'm trying to tell you, I'm about ready to pass out because I get it. Like I say, Miss Neely, state rep Neely could be a wonderful person, but she a bad, bad, bad politician.
Yeah. So Trevor, I did ask her that, and that was one of the questions that I asked her, and she said she didn't have any plans for it. She didn't see a problem with it because it didn't affect her. She said it affected my sister, but it didn't affect me. And she said it so nonchalantly, it threw me aback. I was just like, wait, what? Because if it affected my sister's passed away, God rest her soul. But if it had affected my sister, I would have been through the roof. If it affected my brother doesn't live here anymore, but if it affected my brother, if it had affected my mother or my grandparents, if my grandparents were still living and that had happened, they lived 752 East Baltimore, and that would have affected them, I would have been through the roof. I don't care who it is. It's affecting all of you all that live in Flint, and I'm through the roof.
Listen, all y'all gotta go do is watch the Jimmy Doherty show, and it's not me, this is real, and go watch with Jordan Sheraton on there, the one Dr. Weaver did the interview with about the water. When you see, he's not from here. Mm-hmm. When he said the interviews he did, when he came back 8 years later, people is dead and died from the water to cover up, and ain't nobody said nothing. Mm-hmm. I can't think of the one show he did, the guy from Detroit. I can't think of his name. He's a white guy who have his own radio show. I can't think of his name. Yeah, I'll be checking this show. Man, he broke that down when he said when Jordan Sheraton was on his show, when he said what they said, I said it was Republicans and Democrats at the top. He went in on Gretchen.
Yeah.
He went in on her when he said, and it was low level Democrats in Flint that put together this cover up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And it's still going on. So,
and remember, he not from Flint, and he's fighting, and he
again, and it's so crazy that it's a lot of people that are not actually from the city or actually live in the city that has this fight and has this at the tip of their tongues all the time. Like, oh my goodness gracious. It's just so sad, y'all. It's just and it's it gets to the point where you're like, whoo, I'm tired of talking about it, but you can't be tired of talking about it. You have to keep talking about it because you don't want people to forget that it's still a thing. So even though you get tired, you have to keep keeping on because it is definitely still a thing. People are still being affected. And if y'all listen, and here's the thing. I know it's crime everywhere, and I know we have been having crime far before that as well too. However, has anybody ever thought about that? Like I keep saying this, and even Art Wilson said that. Like we thought about this, like the lead, it affects your brain. And 8 years, right? We 8 years, 8.5 years in. And you back up them 8 years ago, and now these kids that's running amok and doing all this foolishness right now, you don't think that might be them lead babies? Come on, y'all. When are we going to make that make sense? When are we going to have these cancer cluster studies done? When are we going to try to figure this out? So we keep talking about parties at Starbucks Park and parties here and parties downtown and all that. And I'm all for having a good time because I know everybody love to laugh more than me because I love it. And I love to have a good time. However, we have to do it safely. And if we can't do this safely and we can't have these things safely and have to be worrying about somebody coming and shooting up the block and shooting up the party, what are we doing? We have to address those situations, right? We're going to keep partying over the bull? Party and bullshit. Party and bullshit, because that's what we're doing.
No, let me put this out right quick. No, Chris Caleb, even Becky Brown. Go pull up Dr. Weaver when she did the interview with Jordan Sheraton, but also go pull it up on YouTube where Jordan Sheraton was on the Jimmy Doherty show. Pull that up on YouTube about the Flint water crisis. And he did this back maybe like 7 years ago when I was watching it, when I learned about Jordan Sheraton. It's crazy that what's going on. It's crazy that, you know what I'm saying, people want to act like they're using excuses. You just like we mad at Obama about saying that he drunk that Flint water and saying it's good. Y'all not mad at Mayor Neely for what he just said. Y'all ain't calling Mike Brown. But I'm saying these are the things. See, these are things that I believe Layla Harvey McGee was saying when she's saying, "Look, why you think she said she's not a Democrat no more?" We just have to be real. We getting listen.
I told y'all a show or two ago that I classify myself as independent probably almost 10 years ago now. Cause this is a mess. I just refuse to be on the Democratic plantation. How about that?
Yeah.
I refuse.
Well,
I
no,
refuse. Clark says it's on the City of Flint website right now that the water is good. It's been good since 2016. That is like a headshot. Mickey, take over. I gotta grab this card real quick.
okay, go ahead. Nah, brother Clack, that is silly as all outdoor with them saying that water is good. I I mean, but that's why, brother Chris, why I say I'm independent now. I'm not finna play that game with them no back and forth. I'm voting with who want to help us. And what I mean, who is really trying to help the city of Flint. Like when you get them elected officials in there, man, they know that water not good. That should be the first thing. They know crime should be number two. They know blight should be number, however you want to put it. Water, crime, blight, or water, blight, crime. It don't matter how you put them three together, and then don't forget to throw in, houses where people stay at. People need good, want better housing. And then like he just said about what Trevor was saying about them 1900 homes. That don't make no sense that them homes are not together. Don't make no sense. They ain't got none of that together. But no, brother Kevin Tate, now they getting the short end of the stick. Well, Flint getting the short end of the stick because this brother he got 5 votes. Oh, you back? Oh, you back? No, I get it though, Trevor. But the way this system, the way this political system in Flint, you only got a choice, either Democrat or Republican, because they ain't giving no independence. I mean, I believe the people in the state of Michigan is confused right now on what's going on, how this thing is getting spent, because there's no way in America that the infrastructure, but this infrastructure thing, it go way bigger than just the state of Michigan. It's the
Yeah.
whole United States. It's the lack of taking care of business at home.
Yeah.
Oh no, ain't nobody gonna call them out on that type of business, on that mess, Mama Quill. I can tell you that they ain't gonna do that. They act like everything is life. Life is a bowl of cherries right now. That's
Yeah.
how they playing it. They playing it like life's a bowl of cherries. You can see your country going to hell on a rocket ship, and people still playing like life's a bowl of cherries. All of a sudden, gas go up to $6. What made gas go up to $6? Is it the decline of the dollar? Is the dollar not what it used to be no more? Yeah,
Mhm.
Roe versus Wade. But who gonna say something about it? You know, something I was saying earlier today didn't make sense. The Democrats play so many games. If they wanted that did, they would have been got it fixed. If they really wanted to do something about that Roe versus Wade, they would have fight. The Democrats would fight way more harder than they fight. That's just like with the Flint water. If they really wanted the Flint water fixed, but the thing is, Flint is finna go through a transition. You may be right on that, Trevor. I believe I'm trying to see the dollar can't be strong or something for it to be like that. How can gas be costing the same a barrel? I think I got in trouble for Facebook for that. They said I put the wrong thing out there.
Clack, I said the same thing. Clack said they're getting that money back from the stimmy. I said that. I said they said, okay, we gave all y'all this money. We gonna get it back in gas. We ain't gonna get it back in blood, but we gonna get it back in gas.
But
And
this was,
I was making a joke.
yeah.
But I was serious, but I was making a joke when I said they ain't gonna get it back in blood, they gonna get it back in gas. And damn it if they didn't. I definitely said that. I
Yeah,
said,
Trevor. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, Trevor, I got in trouble for the Facebook think checkers. Yeah, they got me about that gas. The gas cost a barrel 117. It cost that what back in 04, and we was paying $2. Now it's 117. Because this is the thing y'all got to remember. Gas ain't going back down. So when they got this up to this $5 and $6, it's gonna stay brown about that price. They already done fixed this thing. It ain't no such thing. They drop prices back down. We'll probably be long and gone. It might be 100 years for gas get back. And American infrastructure is not together to go electric. That's why they having problems now.
I don't think that they're trying to make it a college town anymore.
I said American infrastructure.
No. My mother said that they're trying to make this a college town. I think they used to be trying to make it a college town. That was the plan before. But I don't believe that they're trying to make it a college town anymore. I believe that they're just trying to gentrify it, and they don't get it. And those colleges just happen to be there. But I don't think they're trying to make it a college town anymore because of the prices that they're going to be charging for you to live here and stay here. College people can't live here. It's not a thing. They can't do it.
Man, I got well, if it stay at 489, but it shouldn't even be at 489. And he just now putting a gas tax on the president because of the holiday they already took. That's what I'm saying. These brothers, what they used to call them people that can witches that they can foresee the future. You had people putting it out, gas going up to $5. I'd be hot damn if it wasn't down there a week later, gas up to $5.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game that they playing. I think what Michigan finna go through is, what Flint finna go through is this. Just like you seen Harlem. I'll be watching the other ones when they say how Harlem gentrified and all these other places. What it is, they want, and it's not being funny, it's just being real. They want the black and brown and they want the poor whites about the city. That's the part that they got to understand.
Yeah.
I'm saying, no, it really ain't true. But that's the game that people have to really look at when they're doing the gentrification. They want the black and brown and poor whites out the city. That's why this water not being fixed. We have to just be honest with it. But when you ain't got politicians that's on council, not all, but not enough, a majority to make rule, you ain't got six that can change things because that garbage investigation, the rug should have been pulled. But what you might do, you might uncover who playing with money. That wind fund thing should have been did. But you know why they don't want to go deep? Because it's going people playing with money. Like Kevin Tate said, it's easy to have all these 501c3s. Like he said earlier, it's easy to hide. You can launder money through that. Mm-hmm. It ain't no, man, listen. It ain't by subject you seeing people. It ain't by subject you seeing people going coming out. If you say something about neither, you can't. If you say the water ain't, you believe the water good, they ain't gonna mess with that.
But you know what? But that's the thing, though. Like going back to how they're going to gentrify it and make it this or make it that. But that's the thing, though. They're pushing everybody out. They're not going to fix the water. They're not going to fix the pipes. They're not going to do anything until they push everybody out. They're going to sell all of this stuff for a little bit of nothing. When they have it up, they're going to put it up. Then all of a sudden, is that water and all of that's going to really be fixed. The pipes going to really be fixed because they're going to gentrify everything and push everything out. There's going to be nothing on the north side. Like I said earlier, it's going to be apple orchards and all that type of shit because it's green space. It's going to be nothing here.
How come we can take Trevor out there who running for 70 district state rep? I can have other people I know don't stay in Flint ride through Flint and say, damn, the north side is rough. It's a food desert. But the people that stay in Flint act like they don't see that.
I'm gonna tell y'all what disheartened me is when I was talking to. Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna just say this. Y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel, and y'all can talk to y'all want to talk to. But I quite enjoy talking to Trevor, and I quite enjoy taking him around and showing him the things that he didn't see. But one thing I can say about this is that we judge people too much. Then we judge people without even giving them a chance, right? Y'all guess who just walked in the building? My brother Eric Mays just walked in the building. Come on in, Eric. What's going on?
What's happening?
Look who I got up in here.
No, I want him off. He ain't called. I want him off. I want him off. What's up, brother Eric?
We getting good response out there.
Okay.
I'm with you, man. I got you. You speak up.
No, what's up, brother Eric?
I'm happy.
He out here.
I'm happy. Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
People talking. They saying they with me, and I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Well, I already told you who I don't want in there. But Eric, this is what I got. You know what? I ain't gonna be petty, Eric.
For you, Eric. They got
I'm ready.
Eric, I ain't want to be petty.
Huh?
But I didn't get to ask you no questions last time because I was off here.
Come on with it.
But this what I'm finna do. How did you feel about them trying to limit you on the wind funds conversation?
Well, they did limit it on the wind fund conversation to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they suggested a special meeting. They wouldn't even show up for a quorum for the budget.
Yeah.
That's the most important process. Everything on the table, millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Wind fund, block grant money, ARPA fund money, property tax income. That 200 million was on the table. And you had 5, 6 council people didn't show up for the budget process. If people really knew what that means, they'd pay attention. Now, who all was involved in that? Was it just council person or was somebody blocking it from the mayor's office as well?
Yeah.
I got my idea. I think we got a little bit of both going on.
Clark said, Councilman asked them where the 11 million is at.
Well, the 11 million, which 11 million? That was $11 million set aside as it relates to the wind funds to do pipe replacement, to do restoration, fixing stuff that had been tore up. And that money had been allocated for the Cedar Street pump station, reservoirs, and it was voted on by the old council.
Okay.
In order to change that spending, in my opinion, they got to do a motion for reconsideration. The council would have to reallocate it. And to be frank, I'm concerned about how late these bids is going out. The asphalt and cement plant usually closes about October and November.
Yeah.
We in June?
July.
Couldn't go to
July. Yeah.
July, August, September. If they don't get this thing popping, Neely been in office for 2.5 years. He should have already had the pipe replacement and restoration of these people's sidewalk and streets done.
Chris Caleb said, how was the meeting illegal?
Well, there's rules in posting meetings.
Okay.
In order to post a meeting for the public hearing on certain funds, and that was the revolving loan water fund, you have to give adequate posting and notice. And the posting can't just be on the door of City Hall.
Yeah.
It have to be online too.
Okay.
So they did half of the posting based upon the charter and state law.
Okay.
They posted it by the elevator in City Hall. They posted it on the front door, but they didn't post it online. And they was at the deadline, and they went on and met anyway. I'm gonna give you another example.
Okay.
It's like if I'm elected president, which I was, and the charter says in 1-603 that in order to remove an elected or an appointed person, you must first post a public hearing, have the public hearing, and then vote to remove an elected or appointed person. And they don't be knowing. And so we in the middle of court. So it's certain procedures to posting certain meetings. Who asked that question?
Chris Caleb.
Chris Caleb.
Yeah.
And they didn't post it right. And they proceeded anyway. They jeopardizing $11 million.
Michael Clack said, why can't we use some of that money to purchase our own garbage trucks? Why are we still chasing bids?
We can use that money to purchase garbage trucks, but you need 6 council votes. We might could do in-house garbage pickup with about 10 or 12 trucks.
Yeah.
I proposed that under the other council, we could have been in about 3 or 4 trucks. Even this council, Arnold Brown, wanted to purchase some trucks. We've got enough money, Mr. Clack, to do that right now, if that's what we chose to do.
Yeah.
But remember, 6 votes. Normally it's 5, but remember 6. If somebody veto it, you have to have 6 votes to override.
Well, answer this question, Eric.
We got Quincy Murphy, Liddell Lewis, Herkenroder, Worthing, and Priestley kind of voting together.
Yeah.
Worthing should let them know they're on the wrong side. But anyway, we could purchase garbage trucks.
Eric, answer this question for me.
Yes, sir.
Answer this. I got one more question now. What about the bond? They wanted to take a bond.
You talking about the revolving loan fund?
Right, my bad. The loan they wanted to take, right, the loan. That's why I'm glad you want.
It's called the revolving loan fund, and the state is there for people to apply for. They want to use that to fix reservoirs that hold 18, 20 million gallons of water and pump stations, which, need to be dealt with. But at the same time, you got so much infrastructure money, federal money, and state infrastructure money. I don't think we got to take a loan. I think we can tap into other infrastructure money.
Okay.
And those details haven't been discussed yet.
Terrence asked, why do they need $11.8 million for the water plant?
Not the water plant, it's the reservoirs. Let's say something went wrong with the water source from Detroit and or Gleaver, the county. Then we would have 2, 3, 4 days of water supply in these reservoirs.
Okay.
And, we would use them in an emergency. So pump stations, reservoirs, the system all go together. And then some water main. It could cost more than $11 million.
Okay.
That's the figure they got on the table now, sir. But it could be more. There are some necessary repairs, but the argument is, which money do you use? Do you use the revolving loan fund? Do you tap into other infrastructure money? Do you use the ARPA funds? My belief is that there's other pots of infrastructure money that we can tap into.
Okay. There was another question.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me on.
Of course.
I was out there campaigning. I'm getting the votes. People telling me I'm smiling. I'm happy. But we'll see how many or how few.
Clack also asked, why can't they tell us how much our bills are going to increase?
Well, just like the $11 million, just like our water bills. 5 or 6 council votes control it. I'm going to say it over and over again. The city council controls the purse string, the money.
Right.
The mayor and the administration carries out the administration of the day-to-day spending after millions have been allocated. In the budget process, the council had a chance to lower water rates. I started out just to see. I put a resolution and a motion on the floor. Check the record to lower water rates. I think it was somewhere between $20 and $30 a month.
Okay.
And I think that resolution didn't pass. The $57 or $60 service fee before you use a drop of water, you find that cost in what's called the master fee schedule.
Okay.
The master fee schedule is every fee charged in the city of Flint. Service charge for water rates, permits for building stuff, copies if you're going to get a copy. Everything is on the master fee schedule. Yeah, that's why they call it the master fee schedule.
Okay.
And we had an opportunity to change or amend that during the budget process.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to lower water rates, $30 a month for starters. They voted no. So we'll circle back on it and see if we can lower some of them rates.
Okay. Like also said, who voted to raise our sewage taxes and the water rates?
Well, I have to look and see, but it's on record.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see me talking about a motion, and I made the motion to lower the water rates, but water and sewer go together.
Okay.
When you get your water bill, you got water and sewer on there together.
Right.
So when I say lower water rates, whether it's $15 for sewer or $15 for water for a total of $30, or whether it's $20 for water and $20 for sewer, a total of $40. When you say water rates, when I said it, correct me, you have to split them up, water and sewer. They're on the same bill, and they base your sewer charge based upon your water usage. We have opportunity right now to look close at how much we take in revenue for water and how much we spend out.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it close. We got a chance to help some of these people with them $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 water bills.
Okay.
When any mayor tell the community, I'm not cutting water off, it's an emergency. I wouldn't care if it's COVID-19. I wouldn't care if it's COVID-23, COVID-24. I wouldn't care if it was a water crisis. When you don't cut people off for 2 years, you don't immediately say, I'm going to start cutting people off. You give that 6 months or a year and put money and programs in place to assist them, and you do it big to get everybody back on track. And then you take care of people who continue to pay even in the crisis. It's a way to do it.
Okay. He said, he got piggybacked on that. He said, I know you made the motion. Who are the ops? I want to know names. He said, we know you've been fighting. Was it the old council or this one? That's what he said.
This council, 3-4 weeks ago, if you go look at the budget process and committee meetings, this is what you look at. You see $25,000 for Hasselbrink and Brennan passed committee and went to council. You see some money for Haskell Community Center passed committee and go to council. You've seen amendments passed. The following meeting, when we got to council, those same amendments and some amendments that I proposed to fix the detective bureau and the police department. I'm talking about multi-million-dollar amendments. The amendments that Arnold Brown requested for garbage trucks and front-end loaders to clean up the city personnel. No amendment passed. Now, this was the new council. They voted one way in committee and then voted another way when it came time to do it. I've never seen nothing like this before. Who got to them? Now, I can assure you 100%, if the person who I think got to them is Neely, you're going to see them same proposals come back and them same 5 people try to vote for them. And you might see them between now and August because it ain't no way around it. You got to put some millions in public safety, blight, job, economic development. Ain't no way around. And the only reason I can think in my mind that them council people voted no is because somebody want a press conference. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. And they trying to use some of that to get elected. So look at the tape. We tried to move money. This money been sitting there for over a year.
Yeah.
94 million. It should have been moved. Quit playing politics with money that can help residents directly. It don't just help the police department. You can help people with housing, with roofs, with a vinyl side, with windows. We can creatively help the city and help residents.
Okay.
And we should.
Let me see. So,
y'all be on this social media.
Man, listen. They be
hey,
coming
y'all.
up. Kevin Tate says, is it true?
Oh,
go for it.
Go ahead. I'm all right.
Kevin Tate said, is it true the more homes they take down, the higher the people's property go up?
Well, I don't know if the higher the people's property go up, but I guess what you're getting at, if people ain't living in houses and they still got to pay property tax and things of that nature, the expenses is spread out less. If you look at University Park when Woodrow was in office, and if you look at what I'm proposing, building new homes, quality homes on these empty lots. We got lots and 2 and 3 lots together. You can have a nice home on them 2, 3 lots built, and that gives us property tax. You're not going to have property tax like you would on an empty lot that you'll have with homes. You can build a quality home for 100,000 or so, and you can almost sell it for 200,000. But I want to give it to some people. I want to give it to some first-time homeowners. You could build a house for 60, 80, 100,000, and you can increase the value as it relates to property tax that we get. Most people don't know it, but you check the record. The city of Flint been receiving more money in income tax over the past few years than property tax. We've got to increase our property tax and put new bills and help folks remodel the houses they're in now. We got to help that property tax area. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, and it makes for a better quality of life in our neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
With concentrating all that money downtown and concentrate it in our neighborhoods.
I agree.
Do something before you die to help folks.
There you go.
You got raggedy stuff in neighborhoods from the north side to the east side. You got some good areas, but them bad, raggedy areas, let's prove something.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to do. Prove what you can do with millions of dollars.
Kevin Tate said, would you rather have Liddell or Davis next to you?
I might go back with Davis. She be tripping me out, trying to be professional. Anybody who will lie and say I called them an MF and a B, and then if you watch close to the tape, she didn't hear me say that. Somebody told her that.
You know what? I spoke on that earlier. I said, hey, y'all just we gonna charge no man, because that's what we gonna charge.
I'll tell you.
No, Eric.
What I said, now he said she was Sasquatch, but he didn't call her out her name, though.
Eric, no, that's what I had said. Because we was at the council when she said you cussed her out, then she said she heard somebody told her that. That's her first lie.
Anybody who will steal or lie is dangerous. Maurice might have had some facts screwed up and some things wrong. At this point, she tripping me out, and she trying to talk professional and right and what I'm doing and trying to fool people, but I'm like a political gangster. I'm not gonna let that fly. You're not gonna set a bad lying narrative on me.
Christine Brown said, you her mayor.
What's up, Christine? Christine, we done worked on so many elections. We done interacted with so many people. I wouldn't try to campaign and ain't talking to you and some other folks. So shout out to Christine, I ain't gonna say, well, I'll just say Lady Red.
Oh, you mean Red Snapper?
Lady Red.
He said he don't talk about
Yeah, Christine was fine as wine.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, I know Christine for years, and them guys used to show, look at Christine as fine. Now, did I look at her as fine? Well, yeah, you were fine.
she told my grandmother what her nickname was. I remember me and my father was sitting in the kitchen. She was in there. My grandmother was like, he said, "Mama, go on and ask her what she said. Why they call you Red Snapper?" Man, I liked about to ran out the kitchen. I said, "I can't believe."
That's what's helping me. The people we know over the years. I'm about people who guess at knowing. People who we know. People who knew my dad, my mom, my sisters, my brothers. 9 years. I'm in my 9th year.
Yeah.
You know how many phone calls I've taken over that 9-year period of time. I sometimes average 8 to 14 calls a day on a regular average day.
I believe that.
So let's just throw the 9th year out. In 8 years, I've helped so many people and took so many calls. You can't change that. When I was a committee person at Flint Truck and Bus and elected in the UAW, I help people with grievances and jobs. You can't change that.
Right.
These are people who I know.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have passed, but a lot of the young people seem to like my style of speaking up. So you got older folks. You got folks that went to church with us, people that knew mother and daddy. She did income tax and stuff.
Okay.
So you got some older folks, and I've interacted with them. I was in my ward, and this one lady didn't know I was running yet. And so we was talking about a house getting tore down. And after we talked about that, because we got the list from the land bank 2-3 days ago.
Okay.
I'm going through it, picking and choosing what I want to do down, because I came up with that amendment that said let each council person have input in that 16 million on the houses.
Okay.
So I was talking to that lady, and I knew when her husband had passed, and she was out doing her grass, and she said, "I didn't know you was running." I said, "Yeah, you got Neely, Weaver, and Mays." She said, "I'm voting for you." She said, "I've been voting for you, but I'm going to stop for now." So we got some older folks. I'm 64 in September. I'm talking to people 60, 70, 80.
Yeah.
And they committing. They vote Mays. I'm talking to people 20, 30, 40 years old. They committing. They vote Mays.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. We talking, we doing, and it seemed to be working. Okay. And so I got a friend of mine. I ain't gonna say his name. If I say his name, y'all might know.
Fat Boy said hi.
Hey, what's up, Fat Boy?
He said call him.
Yeah, and you call me. You call me. So I call you, you call me. But I've been enjoying talking on your platform. But check this out. This guy say, Mays, word of mouth is the best advertising. He say back in the day, the number used to come out at 6:15.
Yeah.
He said about 6:30.
Everybody knew what the number was.
It wasn't no lottery.
No.
So y'all keep word of mouth, and let's get May's numbers up. I got a base from my past elections of 1,000 or more in the first ward.
Yeah.
I don't know what that number will be, because it was kind of play around. But we turned in over 1,000 signatures. So when you got a base of 1,000, either from people who voted for you before or the signatures you turned in, tell 3, 4, 5 more people.
There you go.
Say, I'm voting Mays. I wish you'd vote Mays. Everybody know. We get that number up 3,000, 4,000, and it's growing. You don't know who's gonna come out this primary. 3 in it now. 2 gonna survive.
And then 1 gonna be there.
1 gonna go home.
There you go.
Let's keep watching that Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Man, I bet on that Kentucky Derby, them two favorites, that 3 and 10 horse was right at the home stretch. Right at the end, that 80-1, that 21 horse
came right on through there.
And so I want to be.
You want to be 21?
Whatever. Hey, look, I keep growing them numbers. Mays, both Mays. I can almost, with my knowledge of city finance plant, public safety department, garbage and blight, mechanically, I can guarantee that I can get us a better quality of life in them areas. I ain't out wishing or hoping and thinking. I know mechanically, I know strategically, I can guarantee you'll see some stuff happening quick.
All right.
I'm going to probably go to jail in the next council meeting. Go ahead.
Trevor Berryhill says, Mr. Mays, do you know how many police officers we have patrolling in the city?
I'm going to go off of my last knowledge in communications, Trevor. Last conversation seemed like it was 80, 90 something. You know, at one point people were saying 104, 107, but I'm going to think 80 or 90 something. And out of them 80 or 90 something, you have to break it up like how many is captains, lieutenants, and sergeants, how many is regular patrol.
Yeah.
You have to look at how many is in each car. Is it 1 or 2?
2. Okay.
Do we have 7 or 8 cars per shift versus 20 cars per shift? And so the numbers I'm giving you going to be accurate. It's going to be probably between the 80s and 90s. And back in the day, it used to be 180
Jeez.
or 190. Patrol and uniform officers is one thing. The detective bureau, undercover, and civilians sorting out them complaints is another. And so what I see people focusing on, politicians too, they focus on patrol. But you don't want just patrol. That ain't a complete police department.
Yeah.
You gotta have detectives, you gotta have undercover, you gotta have people working in there sorting out them complaints. Last we looked, it was over 8,000 complaints backlogged in the detective bureau.
Yeah.
And I see Neely and some of they get mad if I say some of the white folks, I'll say white politicians, having press conferences 5 weeks before an election talking about a witness protection program.
Yeah.
If you put 300,000 in a witness protection program, and let's say I or you as a witness, you making 20, 30, 50, 60,000 a year, and you got to leave your job, go to another house. You got a family of 3 or 4 or 5. You got to buy groceries.
Yeah.
Each witness, if the trial take a year and 3 months to get there, each witness you gonna eat up 50,000. They talking about protecting 6 witnesses, but it's a game. A real witness protection program with certain incidents, you might have 5 witnesses in one trial. But if you had 6 witnesses you protect in 6 different trials,
yeah,
I know it's a game when they talk about, all of a sudden, a witness protection program. Fix the police department. You can put shot spotters, cameras, overhaul that department, get them folks some help, and make it a better and safer place.
You got a million questions in here, sir.
A million.
Yeah, they going.
I looked at the flat lot during Juneteenth. I was down there. They didn't have as many proactive police, and I'm thankful to God didn't really jump off. But they had more police at Burston than they did at the flat lot. I enjoyed Midnight Star.
Mm-hmm.
No parking on the dance
Yeah.
floor. I was able to talk to Bo Watson.
Yeah.
My cousin Yolanda Gentry made sure that I knew that Melvin Gentry was kin to
Okay.
us as well. And so I enjoyed the parades. I enjoyed the flat lot. I enjoyed bursting. And I was watching how many police was present in each event. We can do a better job. God is in control. The devil is a liar. Now listen to this. God is in control. Look, and I'm getting old. That rhyme.
Turning into a rapper, eh?
Well, I did have a rap song with Mama Soul.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it down there. I would have said, Mama Soul, let me do
Oh, you
but
should have
look,
been able to
Google
do
this,
it.
y'all.
Okay.
Google Mama Soul, M-A-M-A, and then
S-O-L.
S-O-L, and put questions.
Okay.
That's the name of the song, Mama Soul, and then the song is
Oh,
questions.
shoot.
You're going to see me in a video.
Okay.
You will hear my voice saying questions. You'll actually see me, and I'll say something like, I went to jail. I didn't worry about it going in. I cried coming out. I cried for freedom. And then you'll hear me say, toward the end, you'll see me. I'm standing in front of the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
You will hear me say, some people call people old school. You can just call me Scoop. I ain't got no skeletons in the closet. All my skeletons out, ballroom dancing, hustling, so forth. So y'all can say what y'all want. I'm in 3 documentaries. How you say it? Documentary.
Or documentaries.
Documentaries.
Yeah.
Hey, look, 2 good documentaries. For the water crisis. Yeah. America Divided, something in the water. You can Google that. I'm on the trailer. Okay. America Divided, something in the water. And then you can Google the PBS special, Flint's Deadly Water. Okay. And then, of course, Flint Town. So I got a rap song, 3 documentaries. You can't tell me nothing. I got the big head. All right. You want to answer some of these questions? What's the big head? That's what mother them used to say. You got the big head. You got the big head. You want to answer some of these questions? Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Jaleel, yep. So Jaleel has a question. It's kind of a 3-part question. Yes. He says, ask Councilman Mays, who does he think should be the organization or groups brought to an action table to help improve the quality of life in our communities? And what is the time to put this in place? This is now or when the politicians can utilize residents suffering for a vote. Well, back up. Let me look at it because he asked 2, 3, 4 things. It should have been, and I'm saying this and then I fix it up, day before yesterday. Yeah. It should have been a year or 2 or more ago. Mm-hmm. We were on the right track after we was coming out of the water crisis. Yeah. We got emergency managers out. Mm-hmm. We were dealing with pipe replacement. Then you had some ignorant folks on the council. Mm-hmm. Kate Fields now voted AECOM down. And that's when pipe replacement slowed up. Yeah. As far as the action table, the problem we got, who should we bring to the table? Well, Jaleel, you should be there. The nation should be there. I think I should be there in my capacity as mayor and or council. Preachers should be there. I don't want folks lying and cheating there. Yeah. Weaver and her crew could be there. Mm-hmm. There's 1 or 2 council people, past or present, who could be there. You could have county commissioners, you could have whatever, but you know, the bottom line is this, Jaleel. When it comes to what we come into the table for, we come into the table to control millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. We come into the table to decide what to do with them millions of dollars. Right. Public safety, I wouldn't care if us in Flint, the people in Flint owned a bottled water purification factory, and it cost $30 million. And we sent water capped off from the KWA. We're sitting on 14 million gallons.
Right, right.
We don't have to do little projects when we come to the table to live. We can do big projects. The nation is going to always talk about being self-sufficient, economic development, entrepreneurship. Senator Ananick called me 2-3 months ago, whatever it was, and it's some people finna put money in the Buick City site. Y'all heard about that? And so, you know, it's not just millions of dollars out there, it's billions and trillions of dollars. This is a rich nation. And so you got to have somebody go out and get that money. You had people like Elon Musk now come to Flint to powwow. He should be at the table.
Absolutely.
There's others. When Magic came, you know, he stood with me at Northwestern. President Obama came. When we go to the table, Jaleel, we got to go to the table with our game plan. And somebody got to provide the leadership as to what we want. We don't just want public safety. We don't just want a few couches and mattresses picked up. We want millions, billions, new bills. We want some, if they ain't the big factories, we want small factories, retail outlets. These people is thinking small and ain't being the drum major for big stuff. I'm going to leave the rest of your question there, but y'all know it's just people scary people don't want to put Mays in a leadership position, don't want to admit stuff that I say is right, don't want somebody aggressive. People seem to want people who hold their hands like this and talk properly and don't fight. And that's not. We want to get stuff done. We want to get stuff done, and we want to do business. And we want to, like Coleman Young used to say, how many millionaires do you want to make before you get out of office? You don't want to just give folks jobs. You want to help make some millionaires. And I ain't scared to say black folks.
I'm glad you said that, because that's a question too.
Millionaires.
Philip Lee said, Mr. Mays, what's your thoughts on supporting black business and people in general spending more with them?
I'm going to help some black folks. I know of a liquor store right now that makes money, a lot of money. And I know that the owner, I know him, will sell it for $600,000 to $800,000. And we had the money to give it to some folks to put it in their family's hands or the individual's hands. I don't bite my tongue. I will help black folks make money because the city is majority black. My ward, 90-some% black. I help some white folks, some young folks, some black folks, some old folks. But I didn't help white folks. I didn't help white folks from Miller Road to the east side to downtown. And we'll continue. But you ain't hearing nobody rattle off, I didn't help black folks, I didn't help black folks. That's why I'm so mad at Neely. Gonna stop and shut down W.T. Stevens. Still owe him $1 million. Now, if somebody owed you $1 million, Satira, what would you?
Listen, you gonna give me my money? You can't owe me $10. I want all my.
So people should be in an uproar. The NAACP, Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter. When you fighting for dollars and cents, that's what this whole presidency thing was about. The president of the council sets the agenda, the financial agenda, all agendas, and then you take it from there. This wasn't about just position. This is some folks fighting for control of these dollars in the city of Flint. make no bones about it. 3 people running for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Who should be at the table? Let's see if the people want the status quo,
Mm-hmm.
or do they want somebody who will speak up, fight for specifics? Because the Lord then give me experience, a brain, and some knowledge. I might not look like you want, I might not sound like you want, but I know what you want.
Yeah.
I was listening to that Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes talking about wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed, no more backwards thinking, time for moving ahead. Wake up the teachers, the doctors, the politicians. I'm trying to wake up the residents.
Yeah.
If we wake up the residents and we spread and do what we need to do you know people gonna be tripping? But the results, what they gonna see, be able to touch and feel, unprecedented. If I win 1 term, I'm gonna win 2.
There you go.
Because of results. That's why I like coming. I know you ain't this quiet.
No, I mean, I want you to answer these questions because last time we didn't get, and they asking a lot of questions. I want you to be able to answer them.
Okay.
Hey, listen, that help you, right? You put it out there.
People, we got to help ourselves.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be on social media between now and August.
Okay. Kevin Tay said, "Who would you pick for the police chief?"
Who would I pick for the police chief? I would first meet with all the police, and I would see who they want. I done had a couple names come out.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so there's a couple in the ranks of the department, and then I always got a favorite with Tim Johnson. So I would look and see what's happening, and you can organize that department a certain way and make everything respectful and happy.
Okay.
But my police chief couldn't be no pushover. And it ain't only police chief. The question is, who would you have around you? You got to have the right department heads. The mayor get 5 people that he or she can put around him or her without council approval. Them would be my ride or dies.
Who you gonna put there?
Oh, I got some ride or dies.
I'm just asking. I
got 3 of them already in my mind.
Okay.
And then there's 2 of them I ain't got in my mind. But these people would be my ride or dies. If they told me something, you can take it to the bank. I believe them.
Okay.
The folks who I deal with, don't be lying. One of them helped me get my signatures. And so I'm going to ride with him. I've been knowing him for 30 years. Y'all know the Goodmans. You know, Alonzo Goodman.
I don't know Alonzo Goodman.
Yeah, but you got all the Goodmans.
Chief 2 Guns. You gonna put 2 guns as your chief?
I talk seriously with Tim Johnson, 2 Guns. But then there's somebody also in the ranks that didn't come to my attention.
Oh, yeah.
And I might reorganize and have a chief, a deputy chief, and some stuff that is set up. But and then who would direct that detective bureau and that operations, and how would I sort them over 8,000 complaints with civilian people?
Yeah.
But what and who I picked, I've had some people call me, surprisingly, some good professional people.
Yeah.
But I told some people who I've communicated with, if you get down there around me and you ain't doing your job, you gotta go. You gotta go. It would be a couple people who I would rotate every 6 months in order to give some more people some experience.
Okay.
Take you, for example. Let's say I had my 5 ride or dies, and you said, Mays, I supported you. I want to see how this thing goes. I just tell you, okay, in them 6-month rotations, check it out. And when I find superstars, rotating some of them people in them 6 months. But keep them jobs pay good.
Yeah.
70, 80, 90,000 a year. Who would be the city administrator? If that city administrator didn't operate a certain way, got to go. Let me ask you a question. Out of 10 council meetings, how many you think Mayor Mays would attend?
10.
Do you think that council would be as crazy, or would they respectfully work with me like they have with other men?
Crazy. I'll answer that crazy.
I
If
wouldn't
you want to know.
I wouldn't
Crazy.
I was waiting on you, Mickey.
Crazy. I've been
Because
quiet
they
enough.
acted a fool, Mickey. You know what I would do if they acted a fool?
Talk to me.
1 by 1, 2 by 2, I would pick them off. They'd be down. I say I want Kate Fields gone. Maurice had got out of hand. If they fooled around and acted a fool and didn't take care of these cities' business, the mayor is a politician, me. It'll be 2, 3 folks sit down. Now, they might get mad if they hear me say it now. I said in the council meeting, done already said it. Act a fool, you're going to be recalled to sit down.
I got to give you this praise on this, brother, because I saw how you worked that when they tried to make it 5 minutes and you brought Art up and then brought Clyde up because they thought they was limiting you. I said, I be seeing them like where they think they got you in a jam, though, brother. Art, I will give you your flowers on this, man. Every time I think they got you, brother, you wiggle out like it ain't nothing. And then you make them look like asses.
Because Mother and them used to say they were from Mississippi, Alabama. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Some of these folks should be nice. I'd rather be nice and use your brain and work together. But it's people come on that council with the attitude, get Mays. If they figure if they can get me, whatever that means, or show me up or do something, that elevates them politically. But if they look at the past 2 councils and others, that ain't worked. But then they come on, it's going to be me, I'm going to do it. I ain't as stupid as folks think. If the Lord continue to wake me up in my right mind and then give me a brain since elementary, junior high, and high school, they need to cut that mess out. And over a period of time, they'll grow. They'll be superstars, but it takes time to learn procedure and process and what to do. And so I appreciate you saying that people can see when they come at me that I know how to sometimes maneuver. And I shouldn't have to do that. Right. You shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to focus and concentrate on the city business and provide a quality of service and life for the residents. If they would do that for 2 weeks, 30 days, if you look at them meetings at the beginning, when I was first president, I say, look, suspend the rules, because they didn't know them. Somewhere around the 3rd, 4th meeting, as Mother and them used to say, they got too big for their britches. Folks got the big head. And guess what? They didn't want to suspend the rules. They didn't know them. They was breaking them. Think back. Even Liddell got mad because she just got up and went to the bathroom. And I'm like, y'all don't know the rules. You ain't going to just come back and vote and be. And that's when stuff changed. And they still operating under them rules rather than the golden rule. Be nice, treat people a certain way. So I appreciate you saying that I can maneuver out of stuff, but I shouldn't have to.
Right. Dante said, would you be willing to work with the other candidates?
I'm going to work with some of the other candidates. I mean, Neely would have to go to the priest and confess and quit lying and telling half truths. I ain't interested in working with people who lie and do half truths. There's certain council members who prove to be nasty. Kate Fields, Quincy Murphy, quit doing back and forth because I'm looking at you. And Liddell and others in Herkenrode, I don't want to work with them type folks. Shouldn't have to.
Absolutely.
They should change their ways. But when you got other candidates and politicians who I know, I work with folks. I don't say it too much, but I was involved in the strategy to declare the water emergency. You might not have seen me meeting with folks, but I can assure you, and read my lips how I say it, I was involved in the strategy to declare the water emergency. It helped bring in president's money. I was involved with the concerned pastors and reached out to them when they got involved in the water situation. Pastor Harris delegated some responsibility to Pastor Overton and Wallace Hill.
Okay.
Pastor Randolph at Antioch was the moderator. Kerry Nelson went to Antioch. I met Leanne Walters and Melissa Mays, them out of them meetings that Pastor Randolph allowed us to use his church.
Yeah.
And so I've already been involved in stuff and worked with folks that people don't know. So the answer is yes. The question is, can people quit wanting to be selfish, self-centered, and work with me? There's people I done worked with should have been all in council chambers hollering, saying, leave Mays alone. There's people I done already helped and worked with, organizations. I used to be the third vice president of the NAACP. When DeJuan Robertson with Black Lives Matter was small, that's Ed Taylor's kinfolks. Ed Taylor was a councilman for 14 years. What surprises me, when I'm fighting for president of the council, when I'm fighting for dignity and respect, when I take up issues, sometimes you hear crickets. People do support me, don't get me wrong. But when I support somebody visibly, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear me say Neely was wrong with W.T. Stevenson. They should have get their money. You're going to see me put motions to subpoena folks who done lied and cheated in the garbage contract. You're going to hear me say folks is wrong for voting no on budget amendments. But I get a lot of calls. I get calls from across the country, Mississippi, Colorado, people calling me from Mays. I don't like the way that they doing it. Well, y'all ain't showed up and said nothing. Maybe COVID scared people from coming. But guess what? That's okay. The Lord blessed me to be strong. And I believe y'all gonna show up at the polls. I ain't mad at you. Because people telling Mays, we got you. That's better than NAACP, Black Lives Matter. But look at the last election between Neely and Weaver. John Gleason wrongfully held a press conference with Neely in his office. It was illegal. Weaver lost to Neely by 205 votes. I passed a motion to subpoena Gleason and Neely. I thought the NAACP would come out and support me on that. I thought the concerned pastors would come out. They left me kind of out there by myself with them full council votes. And that was wrong. We can't let white folks or black folks misuse our votes in the election process. And so now here we is, and I ain't gonna bite my tongue. Folks in the old days, in my UAW days, in Woody Ethely days, in open housing, we used to fight. We wouldn't let folks trick us and beat us up. And so I'm hoping I'm proving I'm still like that. And I'm asking where people at, where people at. So we gonna see a demonstration because folks gotta not only fight for themselves, but when we see wrong done to others, we should come out the woodwork.
Mm-hmm. Chris Caleb said, "Do you trust
Chris
the voting
Caleb.
process in Flint?"
Yeah, I do trust the voting process. I won council by 6 votes.
Mm-hmm.
We had recounts, we looked at them, and then I won by 7 votes. Yeah, I trust the voting process. I not only trusted in Flint, but I trusted it in the UAW, and they was kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
And I won by 1 vote. After I got in office, the next election, I won by 600 or 800 votes because I was able to perform. I believe my performance and my record is going to help me get a bunch of votes here. So I trust it, but do I trust it 100%? No, I don't trust folks 100%,
There you go.
let alone a process 100%. Do I trust it 70, 80, 90%? Yeah, let me give you some history on the voting process. You don't have to believe me, but check the record. At one point in one mayoral election, I was the only one on the ballot. Somebody gave the wrong information, and I turned my petitions in. I'm going to be the mayor of my hometown. I'm the only one on the ballot. White folks and a black man got nervous. I'm going to name them. Governor Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
And what was his attorney general? Lieutenant Governor Calley or something like that. They found emails going back and forth between Snyder, Lieutenant Governor Calley, Jim Ananick got involved in it. Neely, as a state rep, got involved in it. And within 12 days, guess what they did? Changed the law in the state of Michigan. They put Dane Wallen back on the ballot. They put Weaver back on the ballot and Juan Twez Davis. In 12 days, I went from being the mayor of the city of Flint to back on the ballot with some folks in the emails between the governor and Luther. We got to stop this guy. And so you ask, do I trust the system? Not 100%. But do I trust the people and they vote being counted in the city of Flint? Yeah, because I watch it. And if somebody mess with them votes and try to sneak some in, all hell gonna break loose. I know how to file in court, have filed, have won. And so, yes, I trust it, but I'm not naive. I'm watching it like a hawk.
Yeah.
Do you trust it?
See, he asked that question to me earlier, and I said I do to a certain extent. I said, but we got to get out and vote. We can't not trust the trust if we don't get out there.
I remember that.
Chris says he remembered.
Christine
Becky Brown.
Brown said, "Speak, Mr. President."
Philip said he remembered that.
Becky Brown, I remember that situation. It's true. One thing about me, you might not like my delivery. You might not like the sound of my voice. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you the truth about me, them, whatever you ask. I'm going to tell you the truth. You want somebody in government who's going to be honest, truthful. That's key quality. Mm-hmm. And you want somebody who got a brain and can help maneuver and get stuff done. I done cried at funerals. I done been involved in folks who need weeds and grass cut. It's crazy out there right now. Millions of dollars. We could do micro contracts with all these folks got zero turns. Ain't no way our city should be looking like this.
Absolutely.
I mean, immediately I set it up in the lobby of City Hall. You got zero turn? Oh, you want to make some money? Come get some of these millions and dollars and 100,000 and cut this grass. We shouldn't have to look like this. People coming to visit our city from Illinois or Mississippi, and it's like a jungle. It's like a jungle. Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yeah.
What we see now, you will feel it live. You will have folks who vote their minds, and then there's folks who get directed to. We used to it. That's Flint. You got all kind of folks. All I'm gonna do is pray and hope that a majority of people with like-minded and understanding say, hey, look, I'm voting this person, I'm voting that person, and at the end of the day, when they count them, I hope I'm in that number. This is a beautiful election because it's only three. Two gonna make it through the primary and one gonna go home. I might be the weakest link and I might not. I'm hearing people say, Neely ain't did nothing. What did he do? But, you know, he got people who believe in.
He does.
Everybody in this race got some people who believe in. The question is, how many and who gonna vote?
And that's where it's at. We gotta vote. Y'all gotta vote. We gotta vote, Flint. We gotta vote. Everybody gotta vote. Mick, you got any questions? You said you didn't have them.
No, I mean, you know what? Like I said, I just admire the brother when they be thinking they be having them in a jam. You know me, I'm the underdog. And I'll tell you right now, I'd rather see you and Weaver up in there because I'm not impressed with
Ain't gonna be one. Now, I done thought about this already.
No, I said you and Weaver running against each other. I'd rather see you and her for the final.
And I'm like, okay, that would be a nice, civilized general election because, you know, we casual toward each other.
Right.
We think we lie on each other.
Right.
But I know with Neely, it ain't casual. He will lie, tell half truths. He did it on me with Murdoch. I've been at church with you for 30 years and you issue a press release, say I walked in the room saying I kicked your effing ass. That ain't true. Why would you even do that or say that on a mail letter here? And so it's been policy and stuff. He'll say, I introduced more ordinance than any council person in the history of the city of Flint. That ain't true. So I despise lies and wrongdoing. That's why I say Liddell Lewis getting off on the right track. Weave and I have worked around each other for more than a year, 4 years, a term of office. He shouldn't have never beat her. And so you would, Mickey, have a more casual relationship. But I'm in it to try to win it.
Oh, as you should.
Yeah, I ain't in it playing a game, trying to help nobody. I'm trying to help the city of Flint. I'm not trying to help another candidate. I'm trying to help the city of Flint. I done worked. I understand it. I know I done paid my dues. A council person make $500-600 every 2 weeks. A mayor make 5,000 every 2 weeks. At General Motors, we made probably $1,200-1,400 a week every 2 weeks. That might be $2,800. 5,000 every 2 weeks. These folks ain't wanting this position just to help out.
That's true.
No, they want that money.
Positions pay some cheese and some money. People want that money. So
absolutely.
I'm a politician. If I want to go move to the height of my career in the city of Flint, that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yes, sir.
So if I make it through the primary, you're going to see me advertise, spend money, and do. I'm still wondering, is there going to be a forum in the primary? Have anybody set anything up to discuss the issues? Is there anything set up for Neely, Weaver, and Mays. Do I get to put my white shirt on and
working on that,
tie and, communicate? Because I think people run away from an open, honest conversation.
Michael Clack and I are working on that.
Oh, yeah?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I don't mind 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, we working on that. I don't know who else, but I know we working on that. So stay tuned.
Okay, because I believe the community have a right for those who attend. It
Absolutely.
don't be hundreds of people attending.
But
it's still, this the first primary election in the history of the city of Flint where you done had 3 blacks and no whites.
Yeah.
If it was some white folk in this, I believe ABC 12, Fox 66, Mid-Michigan now, somebody at the library or something, the League of Women Voters have been put on a forum.
Well, that's what we're doing the state rep forum at. We're doing it at the library. So we want to do that as well. However, Dr. Weaver says she doesn't want to do anything till after the primary.
Why?
That's a good question.
Who called the shot? I said an empty chair there.
No, we still want to set it up. But I'm just saying she doesn't want to do anything.
Well, don't do it. I think that's a little wrong. And I don't want to go off of what you say she said. But I don't want to hear neither candidate say they don't want to do one because I start saying some stuff. They don't dictate what people need to see and hear.
Chris Caleb says, where are your campaigning donation going?
I ain't taking none.
Oh.
Ain't took none and turned it down, Chris. I done had people offer me 1,000. People want to buy yard signs, literature. This is unprecedented. I can get before you, God, and whatever, and can and approve if you believe in God. I done turned it down. I tell you on here, ain't took none, ain't printed up no literature. I'm shaking hands as word of mouth. Unprecedented. Don't owe nobody. Unprecedented.
Let's
unprecedented. So that's the answer. Now, if I get scared, maybe July the 4th, I'll start doing fundraisers and taking money. These candidates raising 50 or 100,000. They'll have red, white, and blue signs and posters and literature. I might get scared. Maybe I'll print up some literature, have people at the polls pass out stuff. So far, I can honestly tell you, ain't did it, turn money down. You got something you're trying to donate, keep it for right now. But if I make it through this primary, or when I make it, there's some people tell me, quit saying when you make it. Some people got their predictions on who might or who might not make it. But then I might run a certain campaign.
Write the vision and make it plain, right?
Huh?
You got to write the vision and make it plain.
You got to talk it and speak it into existence.
That's it.
Word of mouth. That's your best advertising.
Tamara's last name. Tamara
Mason. That was my barber.
Let me see.
Tammy, because she cut my hair.
She asked her, "You gonna do it?"
Messed up now. I need Tammy come out of retirement. I need my haircut.
She said, "Will you have an audit done when you get elected?"
We should already had audit done. It depends in what areas. You got a general fund audit. You got a water and sewer fund audit. A variety of audits. We have a general fund audit every year. It's by charter and law. But whatever I need to do in that area, Tammy, I have certain audits done. We behind right now on the water and sewer fund audit. And so the general fund audit had some findings that we need to address. So all of that type of business is going to go down. And the finance director going to be key. This guy we got now, the way he talk and act, I couldn't use him at the top of the ticket. He might can continue to work, but he wouldn't be the top of my financial ticket.
Kevin Tay said, do you think Neely has the news blocked from reporting in Flint the crime that goes on in Flint?
Well, I think he's got a relationship with Channel 12. He used to be the engineer. And then, certain news media, 12, Mid-Michigan Now, the Flint Journal, MLive, they do folks favors in office. And so I don't know if it's blocked, because I know how to unblock stuff. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. But I believe there's relationships, and the media do and don't report stuff to help certain politicians.
Understood.
Believe me, I ain't guessing. But when we see that, who was that? Kevin somebody?
Kevin Tay.
Yeah, Kevin. This is what I used to do 14 years ago, and will do it now, particularly if it's in my election. When I see media not reporting stuff, and then I politely call them and they still won't report stuff, I've been known to show up in front of their station, whether it's Channel 12 or MLive downtown, with 12 or 14 people at the minimum with signs. And you call them out, and you make the other media cover your protest on what they ain't covering. So with me, you don't have to believe me, check the record. If the media piss me off, they not above protest. If I get 20, 30, 40, 50, or 100, but I go out there with 12 or 14 to highlight what they blocking or not blocking, or what they should do. And so politically, I understand your concern. And if need be, we can unblock stuff.
Winter said, will you investigate the wind fund?
Well, let me say this. Is that the real Winters Hall?
Yeah, that's the real Winters.
How y'all know? They say it'd be people over here acting like a lady, but it'd be a man. Is that the real most famous Winters Hall?
This is the real Winters Hall. I know that. That's
and
the real
you mean the real Winters Hall is asking me a question?
Yeah, the real Winters Hall.
Well, let me say this to the real Winters Hall. I was investigating and sparked a garbage investigation. But it's certain people who you might know Winters Hall better than me. Now, Quincy Murphy, Liddell Lewis, Herkenroder, Priestley. Keep an eye on her. I'm going to tell y'all more about Priestley later. Eva Worthing. And I'm being sarcastic, Winters Hall. I got respect for you. But I'm going to say this, Winter. It takes 5 votes from the position I sit in on council to trigger a real investigation. I can trigger investigations by myself.
She said, yes, Mr. President, it's me.
As the mayor of the city of Flint. So I'm more like a Coleman Young style. I'm not that prissy style. I'm fair, I'm nice, but I'm aggressive in getting stuff done. And look at me communicating with you. I'll be knowing where people stand politically. I know where they stood. I know who supported who supported this person, that person. And so, Winters, let me say it this way. We should spark an investigation. The wind funds is an easy thing. We voted to do the Cedar Street pump station, the reservoir. They want to switch that money to do pipe replacement and restoration. That's a priority that should be done. The wind funds, I'm going to give you one investigative point or two. Goyette had won the bid for restoration. Not only did they not do it, but they got, I'm going to call it like $1 million bonus of settlement from Neely. And he holding up W.T. Stevens' money, but paying somebody, Goyette, who didn't do what had been contracted out to do. Now, I don't have to investigate that. I know that already. Will the council agree to do it? I don't believe so. Not after what they did with the garbage investigation. This crowd. Should it be looked at and talked about and dealt with? Yes. Can I get 5 votes? I'll tell you this winter, you probably ain't gonna vote for me. But put me in the mayor's seat. You ain't gonna need no investigation because I'm gonna pull every document and lay it out. I'm gonna show y'all stuff that ain't gonna take no investigation because we gonna clean up, fix up, and take care of some business.
Well, that's all right. I like it.
It is what it is. Have I wore my welcome out?
Absolutely not.
Okay, what else you got?
Nobody.
I like y'all technology.
Nobody else asked the question. You know what? We got to get you on like at the beginning.
Okay.
And we have a whole Q&A with you.
I was out talking to people knocking doors, really, and then I seen your text. I'm like, dang, I missed her text.
Yeah.
So I responded because anybody who offered me something, if I like them and I respect it, I want to take it.
Absolutely.
So I respect you, and I know you don't bite your tongue.
No, and I respect you as well. And I like for everybody to be able to come onto the platform and talk and get it out.
A lot of people don't be knowing me from Adam.
You don't think so?
Man, I know so. If they do, they devilish because they would talk about your house, boy, it up, and this, that, and the other, and they don't know me from Adam. Maurice used to do a show. Mm-hmm. It was like, what was it? Blues and News with Beverly, and I listened to him. I say, dang, you don't really know me like that. Mm. And he was saying that he did because he was down there. So I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
People can ask me whatever they want, and I'll tell them.
That's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to get y'all questions together, right?
Hard ones.
He said hard questions. Bring the hard questions. Y'all all get your questions
Personal
together.
or professional.
Boom.
Yeah,
and we're going to do this again. We're going to schedule it, right? So I'm going to schedule it out. I'm going to get with him. We're going to mark it on the calendar. We're going to schedule it, and I'm going to put it out there. And you all bring all your questions, and we're going to do it like that. And we're going to get it out.
Personal or professional.
All of those.
Find out. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And so what closing? Go. You got closing words. What you want to say?
Tell people to vote Mays. We got a lot of Mays out there, but I need the Mays voters to tell 5 or 10 more.
Wait, before you do that, hold on 1 second.
That's all I'm doing right now.
Clack and I are putting on a form for the state rep. He told me to ask you where you coming. We're putting on a form for the state rep candidates, right? On July 13th at the library. And he said, are you coming?
I don't know. I might come, but I'm running for mayor. But it's going to be some voters there. I want to see if y'all can get these mayoral candidates. I don't want to say nobody scared to have a conversation.
Yeah.
But the people deserve to hear it.
Yeah.
It needs to be recorded, videotaped, sent out. It ain't just a live audience.
Yeah.
It's what people hear and say and send out. I ain't afraid
Black, you hear that?
to sit with Neely and or Weaver. I think I can communicate. I think I can get a haircut.
Tamara might
put a tie on.
Tamara might come out of retirement and come give you a haircut.
See? So
Tamara, let's work on it. You come out of retirement and give me a haircut.
Let's see who can put these 3 hit blacks. First, history of the city of Flint. Black folks should have a forum. Now, that don't mean all black people have to come. White folks can come too, the media, but you don't let this historic primary go by. Neely, Weaver, and Mays should be able to set, and it should be recorded for all to see and share between now and August. Can I say it like this?
Go for it.
God bless the residents of the city of Flint and the surrounding areas.
All that. I love y'all. I thank y'all for being with us. I thank you, Councilman Mays, for coming on and kicking it with me. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all have a great weekend. I love y'all wholeheartedly. Mickey got to get out of here. He got to run and do some things. So we gonna exit. I love y'all. Peace.
Peace.